they finally have a win on the board after that defeat against Crystal Palace last weekend. 3 points from their first 2 matches. And that's why he's smiling. And penalties played a big part in that game at the Amex. So let's get straight to the winning one. With the the whistle had already gone. Extraordinary circumstances. No issue for you in the way it was awarded? Correct decision?
It's a great decision. I didn't see it first off, but you could tell by the reaction of Maguire there straight away. He knew. He was over to Chris Kavanagh. He knew. The players knew. They saw it. The new rules. There's no other way. Look,
and this is what we want to see. The correct decision.
Absolutely. They've got it spot on. Kavanagh's got his spot on, and the VAR, Mr. Hooper upstairs would have said, look, I suggest you go over and look for it. Take the onus off the VAR. You go and have a look. He's had a look. It was clear. It was a penalty. And was he ever going to miss, Owen?
No chance. I mean, thank goodness for Bruno Fernandes, because, well, he created 2 goals, scores 1 at the end. This guy is priceless, honestly. Yeah. The impact he has on a football game is crazy. I feel sorry for Mopai. He played so well, and at the end, he makes a little mistake, and they get punished. But Bruno Fernandes, you talk about all the players United have, that guy is just unbelievable.
Bruno was the difference at the back end of last season. He was poor last week. He's bedded in, still getting fit. He has run 12.3 kilometres today, nearly a kilometre further than any player on the pitch. So it's not only about match-winning goals, it's about he does his best to get to the ball. There was no press. Singly, he was trying to do it. He was trying to give them that ignition to say, come on, guys, we need to do more. He's a credit to Manchester United's shirt.
Now, that wasn't the only time that Chris Kavanagh went to the monitor, because first of all, he pointed to the spot for Brighton, then went and had a look at it. What did you think of this? Was this correct?
Well, first of all, the refs were busy today, weren't they? The monitors were busy. Pogba, I'm not sure how Pogba's in that position that he has to, but Connolly gets across him, and I think always you think referees give this, because Pogba looks like he's out of position, but Connolly initiates the contact. He's got his arm on him.
So right decision?
Right decision, yeah. It's the right decision. You know what I like? They get to the monitor and they do it quick. Doesn't take loads of time. They get there, they get it done quick, and they get the right decision. The point is to have it, to get it right. Tim, they're getting it right, aren't they?
I think it's a correct decision. I think Connolly's clever. I mean, he feels, he gets his hand on Pogba, gets a little bit of his shirt, and he feels where his legs are. And as soon as they're close enough, he slows down and just lets Pogba run into the back of him. I think they got the correct decision. Connolly's trying to initiate contact, and that's what he got. And I think Kavanagh gets it spot on again.
And we're seeing a lot more penalties this season, aren't we?
We're seeing a heck of a lot of penalties. I mean, the numbers are off the charts, aren't they? I mean, what, 19 games in? How many have we had? 15 penalties. Last season, at the same time, Steve, 3. Yeah. I mean, look, I know VAR is working, but there's a few too many penalties maybe.
It makes it more exciting. Now, you've been in the dugout. You've been on a roller coaster of emotions. We saw Ole Gunnar Solskjaer high at the end. He was low at 2-2 and he thought they'd dropped 2 points. Yeah,
and quite right. I mean, they deserved to be. I mean, he was so negative in his changes, went free at the back, and they just kept piling on the pressure. But they wasn't just lumping it into the box like this. On this occasion, the guy we just credited there, Fernandes, switches off. He switches off at the back post at the wrong time, and Solly Marsh just taps it in. They deserved that. You know, they were pushing and pushing, but they were so negative, it was untrue, Manchester United, just because there's Fernandes there. He comes back in this position.
Look how deep they are, United.
Yeah, they look like they've got 10 men, Owen, and they're just sitting in. I mean, now he switches off, and Solly March is just going to nick off the back of him there into the 6-yard box. But you're asking someone who's trying to do everything for his team. He does everything in the side. He just switches off at the wrong moment. Maguire should do better at the front post, gets underneath the ball. Webster does brilliantly, gets kicked in the face, very brave, and Solly just nicks in at the far post and he thinks he gives them a point. Look at Webster. Look, volley straight in the face, take that in your face. That doesn't hurt when he puts that in the net. You don't feel that at all. And there he is at the back post, just tapping it in.
The thing that amazed me on that clip when the ball was on the side there, they had 9. There's 9 in a line. You know, Tim makes a good point. It's almost like 10 men. You know, they just got to get out and get to the ball. Brighton were just trying to play and probe. They weren't smashing the ball into the box. They were trying to play. They deserved that goal at that point for sure.
2-1 was a brilliant move from Manchester United. Fantastic finish, but you've gone right back to the build-up of it.
Yeah, we think it could have been stopped, but look, we're putting Fernandes, give him the credit for this. Once he picks that ball out, he looks forward. There's no doubt that's going to be in Marcus Rashford's path, and the rest is all up to this little genius. I mean, the composure here, he opens up the play, sit down, chops it, smashes it in the top corner. Fantastic. We said at half-time, the best players If they don't take their chances, Brighton, the best players will win the game, not the best team. But look here, if you just see, look, there's Lallana, he's playing that central midfield player. He comes here, tries to help out White. He cannot affect it. He cannot affect it. Stay there. Stay on Fernandes. He's the danger. Matic can't hit that ball from there into Marcus Rashford. But he's only trying to do his best. But he's the geography of the position. You've got to realise he's the danger. Stay on him. Stop it at source. Because when you don't, he ends up doing this. There's White here. There's Marcus Rashford. He's already on his way over.
But yeah, but Tim, Ben's got to get to him, hasn't he? Outside the box, foul him. You know, you can't. Once you get in here, Marcus has got you on toast.
Yeah.
Chop, sits you down. Brilliant play. Brighton should have got something against Chelsea. And they should have got something from the game today. They played so well. They've got to find a way to win games, to get points from these games, because they played so well, but a couple of details went against them.
Yeah, absolutely. So home defeats to Chelsea and Manchester United in the most extraordinary circumstances for Brighton now already this season. When we come back, we will... Timmy used the word character 3 or 4 times there. Do you accept that?
That's more than character. It's about identity. It's about game plan. Out of possession, no idea. And in possession, no idea. Waiting for good players. They've got good players, by the way. They don't need... Listen, they need players. If they're going to challenge Man City and they're going to challenge Liverpool, they need players. Not to beat Crystal Palace last week and Brighton today. We saw the best team today lose against the best players. Best players are always going to win a certain amount of games. But in the end, if you want to achieve what I think they're capable of achieving, which is challenging the top 2, they need an identity. They need a game plan. And I think they're void of that.
OK. You said you felt for Brighton how unlucky they were. 5 times they hit the woodwork. That is the most in a Premier League game for at least 17 years.
Yeah, this is what it was. I mean, they just kept coming. They were playing, and these weren't just hopeful, you know, shots. These were like good possession where they're keeping it. Ole used the word in his interview. They're lucky. They were lucky to come away with 3 points, because you look at the bodies Brighton get forward, Tim, in these areas. There's always 4 or 5 in the box. You know, they weren't hopeful shots from 40 yards out, and they deserved at least a point from the game.
These are good chances we're talking about here. We've been well worked by a very good side. You can't believe it. I mean, if you're him tonight, you cannot believe it. But when the dust has settled there, if I'm Potter, I know I want the 3 points, but I'm delighted with my team's performance and the way they went about it, taking on some of the best players in the world in what Manchester United have. There's no bones about it. They've got excellent world-class players, Man United, not in every position, but they've got enough to be beating teams like Brighton and Palace last week. Ollie, when the dust settles as well, he's got to look at himself in the mirror and he's got to speak to Phelan and Michael Carrick, and he's got to be realistic. Not good enough. He's got to see where they can improve. You got away with it today. You got maximum points by being very poor. Now you've got to improve on that to get where you need to be, which is challenging the top 2. OK, so 5 goals, 5 times hit the woodwork. What a start to the Premier League day.